Hi guys, today I am introducing my best friend Hayden McGregor along with her brother Ryan, who couldn't be here today, so I'm going to read his introduction for him now. Hayden mentioned to me that I would have to write a segment for her chapel talk nearly a month ago. Finally, I started writing one for her less than a week before the due date. There has been something telling me that I don't need to write a speech. How could Hayden be a senior in high school? It's unbelievable how fast a younger sibling can go from being the annoying poke at your side to a talented adult with a bright future. It seemed like just last year she was making pies out of mud and feeding them to the little boys in our neighborhood who, unlike Hayden, had no idea what they were eating. I've always known that Hayden had a meanly competitive side. No matter how good I was at something, she never backed down from challenging me at it. This attitude was most seen in school and on the soccer field. It wasn't until the end of her soccer career was approaching that I realized it was much more fun to watch her play than to wander around GPS's campus. I could see that she was so strong and resourceful. She definitely knew how to throw some elbows when the refs weren't looking and get off with no punishment. These attributes helped me understand that no matter how much bickering we did at home, she would still have my back when I needed it. Although I couldn't tell if it was an accident or her continuing to have my back when she rear-ended my ex-girlfriend on the first day of school last year. I'll continue to assume that was my way of her showing me that she has my back. Hayden, no matter how much I like to laugh at you, I'm still so proud to have you as a sister. I know the path that you pick after high school will be the right one for you. I want you to have fun this year because it will be over before you know it. I love you so much and I am so proud of you. Okay, now for my introduction. I have a few stories to tell about Hayden. I remember my time in middle school being slightly scared and intimidated by her. I could tell from the few classes we had together that she wasn't afraid to speak her mind. One thing that has stayed true about Hayden is that she definitely isn't scared of anything or anyone. Hayden and I didn't really become friends until freshman year during strength and conditioning class when we would attempt to lift weights but would both fail. We were definitely not the most athletic in the class. Since then, Hayden and I have discovered we have a lot more in common than our weak bodies. We share a sense of humor and love to laugh at what some might call abnormal things. For example, just last weekend, Hayden sent a photo on Snapchat of a very scary baby doll to over 100 people all over Chattanooga for absolutely no reason. Everyone either didn't respond or called it very creepy, but she thoroughly enjoyed it. Once again, she does not fear anything. If I had to pick a genre of music to describe Hayden, it would be clown music because it is chaotic and entertaining. She frequently likes to play her favorite song titled Circus Band while she circles random citizens of Chattanooga who are sitting in their parked cars and will sometimes even growl at them. You can find this song on Spotify or Apple Music if anyone would like to take a listen. We would recommend it. Hayden and I also bond over the fact that neither of us have a great track record with boys. Well, we actually have no track record at all. Sawyer and Duncan, the supposed boys we met in Charleston over the summer, were the sole exception to this, or at least this is what our friends think. Even though I'm disappointed to admit this, and we were supposed to tell our friends this at a later date, this was actually just an elaborate, made-up story, and we do not, in fact, have boyfriends or even know of a Sawyer and Duncan. These are just some of the reasons why Hayden and I are such good friends. Our minds just work together, even though we can be opposite in many ways. So thank you, Hayden, for bringing me out of my quiet middle school shell and instilling an adventurous side of me. My life without you would be so boring. I know you will do great things in the future, and I can't wait to see all that you accomplish and hear what you have to say today. Now introducing my best friend and your chapel speaker, Hayden Ann McGregor.
Okay. Thank you, Betsy, Ryan, for introducing me today, and thanks to all my guests for listening to me talk, especially those of you who are watching virtually. Shout out to my rat, Nora Kate. Make sure to enjoy every second of the next 7 years because they go by faster than you can imagine. And shout out to Duncan and Sawyer. I know y'all exist, but we just haven't found you yet. So, if you know me, you could testify to the fact that I love animals. I've inherited this adoration through my mom, who was a wildlife rehabilitation specialist. Thanks to this unique passion of hers, I've watched some extremely strange animals be carried into our house and later released after she's helped them heal. We've had possums, raccoons, birds, turtles, chipmunks, and pretty much any other wild animal you could find in your backyard. The 2 pet squirrels we currently have, Eli and Andrew, are a popular attraction to guests when having people over. Although having these animals seems completely normal to me and is no longer exciting, everyone outside of my family is so entertained by them. I'm always being asked a ton of strange questions about them and if they are friendly enough to play with. My friends always say that if I had a spirit animal, it would be a squirrel, which I could not disagree more with. Not only is it offensive to be compared to a rodent that is in the same family as rats, I see no connection between myself and these creatures. After being told this a countless number of times, I really started to wonder what animal could act as a representation of my personality. I think of myself as being confident, humorous, adventurous, energetic, outgoing, and sometimes a little weird, but I thought that there was absolutely no way that a squirrel could reflect these character traits I possess. The only plausible way to settle this ongoing debate between my friends and I was, of course, to take an online quiz that would tell me what my spirit animal is following its completion. As I answered some of the questions provided by the quick 8-part survey, such as what my favorite natural element is and whether I find it easy to approach others, I was super excited to see my results. I expected a picture of some sort of powerful creature to show up on the screen after I answered the last question. Thinking my spirit animal would be a strong and impressive mammal, such as a lion, bear, wolf, or tiger, I was severely disappointed, to say the least, when a photo popped up on my laptop screen of a butterfly. If you know me, you know that these results made me absolutely mad. With the adult lifespan of approximately 2 days to 2 weeks, I was unimpressed. I didn't see myself as such a fragile and quiet creature. Although they have a crucial role in the environment by pollinating flowers and other plants, in the moment it really just seemed as if a butterfly's only purpose was to float around and look pretty. Eager to have seen a different picture pop up on my screen, I began to think of ways to achieve an alternative outcome. My first thought was, obviously, to take the quiz again. I debated changing all of the answers until my results were ones that I approved of. But that would not have been honest. Frankly, I also just did not care enough to spend 5 more minutes to recomplete it. My second thought was to just never tell my friends what the quiz decided my lame spirit animal to be. Maybe it would be better to agree that I'm a squirrel instead of explaining how this faulty quiz determined that I'm a bug. The longer I stared at this helpless insect, I began to realize that being a butterfly may not be as much as an insult as I initially thought. Through some quick online research, I was able to find some interesting facts about them. Butterflies are symbols of endurance, hope, change, vibrance, joyfulness, and renewal. These qualities are ones that I would gladly accept as descriptions of my personality or character. Butterflies have the largest visual range of every creature on the planet, which means they can see colors that no human or animal ever could. Their perfectly symmetrical wings display unique natural beauty and amazingly allow them to carry themselves for sometimes up to 3,000 miles in the sky. After considering this new information, having a butterfly as my spirit animal began to seem more like a compliment than something super embarrassing. With a more forgiving outlook, I began to make connections between myself and my spirit animal. I thought about how these creatures undergo a significant amount of change throughout their lifetimes, from being an egg, caterpillar, chrysalis, and eventually emerging from their cocoons as adults. Butterflies are shown to be strong-willed and able to overcome the obstacles by which they are challenged. Like my spirit animal, I have experienced my fair share of struggles, but soon I will be faced with many more. Along with the rest of the senior class, my life will be completely different a year from today. Not only will I be at college, but I will have also completed all of the tedious work that is required to make that happen. I will have gone through the pain of taking too many AP classes and doing homework after days of procrastination. Like a butterfly, I will have traveled many miles to go on some super cool trips with my best friends before we all headed off in different directions for school. And worst of all, I will be living in a stinky dorm far away from my family and many pets. In conclusion, I'm unsure where I will be and what I will be doing a year from now, and I have no clue how the rest of my life will play out, but I'm trying to embrace this unpredictability. No matter what situations I am thrown into, it is important to have a positive outlook. There was always a way to find the good in something that seems bad at first. So, with all of my future's ambiguity, it is important to be open to changes and see where my wings take me. Thank you.